Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. Before we get started, I would like to thank these people for their comments in my last video. Marcy called me a rock star in creativity, and I really appreciate that. That was fun to be able to read that. Sherry is from New England. And then Mari commented, she lives in Genoa, Italy, and I was able to understand her comment with the help of Google Translate. And so I'm going to do something here for Mari.
Grazie Mari, spero che tu abbia una bellissima giornata.
What I said was, thank you, Mari, and I hope you have a wonderful day. That was fun. I love computers. And then Linda lives in Ontario. I assume it is Canada as opposed to Ontario, California. But anyway, let's get started on today's video. Well, hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. In today's video, I thought we could make some ephemera using medieval Mirage's Renaissance kits. And I saw these three images in the kit, and I thought, what in the world can we do with this to add this to my journal? And so I'm looking at it, and this area right here that's all white, I want to get rid of that to start out with. And I have a couple of stamps. One is a Stampin' Up stamp, and the other one is a Finnabar stamp. I'm going to take the Stampin' Up stamp first, and I'm going to put that in there. We're just going to stamp a little bit. And it doesn't have to be exact because that may actually be covered up. And then let's do this one here with this one. That's good enough. Let me get a baby wipe. And just kind of clean this off before I put it back in the box. And then for this other one here, let's take this other stamp, the one from Finnabar. They're just tiny little mini stamps. And actually, I think this one with the rose. Although, yeah, let's just try it. It may not be perfect, but it'll still look okay. So I'm just going to put it on a block, put a little bit of my vintage photo on it. Go up toward the top. That's very different looking. And let's go down here toward the bottom too and see how that kind of fits in. Let's just do a little bit of this over here and just kind of get some of that ink off. Okay. And then what I thought I would do was layer these. I'm going to turn them into pockets. And so this is going to be my bottom layer. And then I thought I would put this one over it. but I'm going to cut it out and only show that kind of purplish area. So I was able to go out to lunch today with a friend. Some of you may know her because she also makes journals. Her name is Libby George. She winters here in Arizona, and then in the summer she's able to leave this hot weather. So I'm happy for her. So yeah, that would look okay on that. I may even trim it down just a little bit more off the edges. Yeah, we went to a place called Campbell's, and it's kind of a mom and pop place with kind of homemade food. It was delicious. Okay, so we're going to put that on top, and then this one on top of there. So once again, I need to cut this beige part off. I think I'm going to turn these into pockets or little tuck spots. So then this would go down on the page, and then this is going to go over it, and there'll be a tuck spot there. There'll be a tuck spot up at the top, a tuck spot there. And what I'm going to do is snip off that corner so you can see that it's a tuck spot, and I'm going to do the same thing here on this side. And then let's glue those down. And so what you're going to do is only glue it here and here so that you can tuck in over there. So we'll just run a little bead of glue here. I'm using my Beacons 3-in-1 glue. Just a tiny little bead. And I know we stamped it there, but I did, because there is a little bit showing through the top, I wanted to kind of hide that, completely white section. And let's do the same with this one. So again, only on those 3 sides. And then tonight is my last puppy training class for Miss Fiona. She graduates tonight. At least this is for the beginner training. I've already signed her up for the intermediate and advanced class. I think I've told you guys that. Okay. So now we have 3 tuck spots, and I want to make something to go in there into the top one. So we need something pretty big. Let me look what I have here on my table. I've got this image here. That's a pretty good size. Yeah, let's do that. So I want to back this, and I've got a master board. This is just a plain neutral colored master board where I glued a bunch of neutral papers on top of something else, so that will make it nice and firm. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue stick onto the back of it. And I've told you before, I think I did it in a quick tip video, I don't cut out my journal cards all the way to the edge until they're backed. Look at how that glue stick is clumping up there. Remember, I did a review on my glue sticks, and I want to use them up. I don't want them just to go to waste. So, okay, so that's going to be the back. So we're going to glue it here. And I'm going to have to glue it this way because the other way it's not big enough. Okay. And then I'm going to need something for the, so that's going to be in that pocket. Then I need something for this next size pocket. And I have a couple of images here. Actually, this may be a nice one. Oh, I like her head poking out there. I like this one here. So let's glue her onto the back of something. And we could just use the other side of this, you know, the other little corner. So let's just glue her on. And then I think I'm going to hold off on finishing up Fiona's classes until after I get back from my trip to Australia. Yeah, we'll see what those look like cut out. And so if I didn't get glue all the way to the edge, it doesn't matter because I did get it somewhat, and that's why I don't cut out my journaling cards or my tags until I back them. So I planted more tomatoes in my garden, and my landscaper came today and he added a little bit more watering spouts so that in the summer I don't have to go out there and water, and especially if I'm out of town. Okay, we're just going to cut around this. My son's at work right now, so it's nice and quiet in the house. Miss Fiona is in her kennel taking a little nap. She has such a rough life, that poor little girl. Oh, she brings me so much joy. And then we're going to cut around her head here. I know several of you, my subbies, have told me about your fur babies that you have. I know 2 of my subbies have soft-coated Wheaten Terriers like I have. And then what I'm going to do is ink around these. Just a tiny bit. They're already inked a little bit from the digital itself. And then just a tiny bit back here. So that is our writing space back here. I'm going to do the same thing with this. There's a little bit of white right there in that corner. Okay, let's see, what else can we do to these? So let's bring in our tuck spot. So this is going to be, it's going to be glued down on 3 sides. And then this will tuck in underneath. About like that. And I think I'm going to angle these corners. I think I want a little bit bigger angle. That's not quite as big as I want. So then what I'm going to do instead is just go ahead and come in here and cut it more. Then flip this over, lay it next to where the other one was, and then cut again, and then they will be even. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. So then I need to re-ink. Oh yeah, I like that. And then let's see. What can we add to this? I do have over somewhere, oh yeah, here's some. I've got some of this trim. I'm not quite sure where I got it, but I like that up there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this up here. So I'm going to trim off a small piece. Yeah, that looks pretty. And then see, how do I want to make sure that if I glue it down here, well, it's still okay. You can still see their faces. I think I'm going to glue it even with that, that top edge here. So I am going to put some glue here. And then just a little bit, I don't know how much I'm going to need on these sides, but I can always wipe it off if it's too much. I'm going to have to look to see if I did get this at Hobby Lobby. I do love it. I would like to get some more because I think that one little piece there that I have, that I showed you, is all I have left of it. Yeah. That really adds something. And then once it dries, I will trim that off. And we'll see what that looks like. Okay, let's go back to this girl. She's going to be tucked in there. Oh, I like that. Okay. Or here. No, she needs to go here. Okay. What can I do for her? And then I need another small image to go in under here. While I'm thinking about what to do with her, I have another image from the kit, and it's this image here. And what I think I want to do is, sorry for the loud noise. I am going to ink this up a tiny bit. And then I'm going to cut it down on both sides. And get rid of that little white section. And then I need to bring in my scoreboard. Let's do this area too. There's, see, a little bit of white there. So we can have that flip open and reveal something back there. But let's bring in my tiny little scoreboard here. And when I'm using something small like this image, I like to use this tool to score. So I think I'm going to score right down this line here. So I line it up right where that 4 is, so it's even. And I'm just going to score a little line down so that that door opens. Then when I fold it like that, and then I'll just glue it right there. So I need to do the same thing on this side, but again, only that one little area there. So I just line it up where that 4 is. There we go. Okay, and then do I want an image underneath there so that when you open it up, you see something more than that writing? I'm going to dig around a little bit and I'll be right back. I did find an image that I think will work. It's from the Medieval Renaissance Maidens and Manuscripts, Volume 3, add-on. And it's this page here. I actually think I printed this 2 to a page. And I like this image of this lady here. Actually, any of these will work, but I'm going to cut her out. And I need for her to fit in here so that, and that's going to be perfect. So let's just trim this down a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to take a pencil and mark where I have to cut her. So I'll cut her up at the top right there. And then I will cut here. Okay. And that can be used as a scrap. And then I need to cut right about there up. and then across here. Oh, that's perfect. She fits in there nicely. And then when you open up those doors, you'll be able to see her. So, okay, we're going to glue her in there. I didn't need to obviously ink that, but that's okay because I actually had inked it upside down. Oh, I don't know if you'd be able to tell it, but yeah. Okay, let's glue this down. I like that when you open up that door, you're going to be able to see her. It looks like it was just made for there. And then let's glue these down. And so that I get them even where I want them. I think if I just go right there to the edge, I think I'll be okay. Like I said, I only have glue on that one part right here. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. I think it needs to come down a tiny bit. It's kind of askew. Okay, let's put glue on this side here. This is coming together quite nicely. So I'm going to line these up even. And then press that down there. Oh yeah, love that. Love that. So, yep. And you open it up, you're going to see her. Okay, now what? Oh, let's trim this off now that this is pretty much dried. So I'm just going to turn it over and snip and snip. Oh, that came out nice. Yeah. Okay, so that will go in there like that. And actually, it can even hang over to the side. Love that. Okay. And then our lady, and I don't know what to do with her yet. She's okay there. And then, like I said, I need a small little tag to slip in here. I've got this lady here. She may be a little bit too big. She seems too big. Once again, I'm going to put the camera on hold and see if I can find what I want for that area. From that same kit, I found two images that might work. This one here, and I love the way she looks. I don't really like the pink around there, so I think I'm gonna, well, it's pretty sturdy already. I don't think I need to back it. Let's just cut her out so that you only see like a purple hue. It was a tag. I thought I was going to leave just a little bit of that kind of a gold, but I don't think it looks that good, so I'm going to cut it off. Let's see what this looks like in there. Oh, yes, I like that. Yeah. That looks good. I think it also needs to be kind of cut into a tag. So we'll just do a little snip there. Turn it over and do the same thing. This is tiny. Let me just grab my tiny little snips here. Yeah. And a little bit of inking. I think I need something on top there. I think just a little bit of lace might work, but this was the other image. Oh, I don't know. I think this is meant to fold in half. Let's just see what it looks like. It may be too big. Nope, nope. She's it, but we need a little bit of something up toward the top on her. And I think I'm going to pull in some lace. This is a pretty lace here. It may be too wide. Yes, it's too wide. I need to find a thinner one. Once again, going to put you on hold while I dig. Okay, this is some Stampin' Up lace that they no longer sell. I love it because it's small. Let's see if that would work on here. Yeah, I think that might be okay. I wish it was a little bit more delicate. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, just a small little bit there. And what I'm going to use is my tiny attacher, but then I'm going to add some kind of embellishment over the top of it. I was wondering, should I grab a little bit of glue first? I think I can do it. If not, I can just pull the staple out. Perfect. Okay, now I want to cover that up a little bit, but I think that added just the little bit more that needed. But now, oh, something lavender. And I could either use Nuvo drops or, you guys remember I had pulled these out? That matches. That looks like it would be part of her dress. Let's see what these look like here. These are Stampin' Up. I think they call them dimensionals. And this one has various sizes. That looks like it's part of her gown. Okay, we're going to do that bigger one. We're just going to add a tiny little bit of glue here, and that is going to hide that staple. They do already have adhesive on them, but I add just always a little bit of more glue just so that I make sure that they don't fall off. Oh yeah, very nice. Love that. Okay, there we go with that. And I don't know, my other little girl over here, I think she needs something too. She's going to go there like that. This is going to go like this. And then we're going to be able to open her up and see her. Let me vacillate on her a little bit. What do we need to do? In the comments section, let me know. What do you think I ought to do? So what I ended up doing was just taking another one of those little embellishments from Stampin' Up. I glued it to the top here so it looks part of her headband. And then she's going to just slide in there. This card will slide in here on the page. Just like that. She'll be there, and then you'll be able to open this up and see our lovely lady in there. So I hope you enjoyed this process video of making a 3-tuck spot for your journal. And I will see you guys next Monday. Thanks and bye-bye.